Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I am going to discuss about a preparation strategy for IIT JAM 2024 exam. I have secured All India rank 8 in IIT JAM 2023 exam. Many students are asking me to make a video regarding the preparation strategy. So today I am going to give this video. So let's start. So for IIT JAM exam, the major two topics are real analysis and linear algebra, and all the other topics are minor topics. So if you want to get good rank, if you want to score good, then you have to be comfortable with these two topics very much. Okay, now I will discuss about the syllabus of these two major topics. So let's start with real analysis. So if you see the syllabus of IIT JAM exam, then this part is basically real analysis, right? And for real analysis, sequence and series is very important topic. At least 10 marks will come from this topic, including power series. Okay. So in this part, you have to read convergence of sequence very well. You have to know the criteria of convergence and also the analysis version. I mean, the epsilon concept, what is epsilon mean, and how to interpret with epsilon notion with convergence, and also Cauchy sequence convergence, bounded sequence, limit points, everything. Okay. And one important theorem is Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem. That is, every bounded sequence has a convergent subsequence. Okay. And also you have to know uh, absolute convergence, conditionally convergence meaning. This is also the part, this is a part of uh, series. So actually sequence series are both same because series is basically the partial sum sequence. So for series also you have to read the tests very well. Comparison test, ratio test, root test, their criteria, when it is applicable. It is very important because I see many students are applying some test without without checking the condition, like say Cauchy condensation test. So for Cauchy condensation test, the terms should be positive and monotonically decreasing, otherwise you cannot use this. So these criteria are very much important, that what is when it is applicable. Okay, so with ratio test, root test, comparison test, limit comparison test, Cauchy condensation test is also an important part. So you have to know all the test in details, and also you have to know their criteria and examples. Okay, so that's all for sequence and series. And also for apps, also you have to know the notion of absolute convergence and conditionally convergence, and their Dirichlet theorems and Abel's theorem, both are very important. And one thing is that Riemann rearrangement. Riemann rearrangement is not so much important topic in JAM, but you should read it. If you read it, then you have a nice idea about absolute convergence and difference of absolute convergence and conditional convergence. Okay. And for power series, it is very much easy topic. You have mostly in power series, you have to find out the radius of convergence and interval of convergence. Okay. So you just have to know what is the definition of a power series, how it looks like, how the behavior of derivative of a power series, and also the integration of power series, and termwise term differentiation in its interval of convergence, when we can apply this. Okay. And also you have to know the series expansion for uh, standard series, like definitely that's a part of Taylor series also, but I just want to say that you should know the series expansion of important series like sin x, cos x, tan x, log 1 plus x, e to the power x, that's thing. Okay, so sequence and series of real numbers is a very important topic, and also it is not a big, it is not a uh, difficult topic. And also one is important thing that is not mentioned in the syllabus, that is find the sum of series. Okay, so you have given a series, mostly it comes in NAT problem. say you have given a series and then you have to find out the sum. Okay, so in that case the important things mostly the comes using the concept of telescopic series. Okay, so you have to know what is the telescopic series, and also you have to know geometric series concept, telescopic series concept, and also you have to know this type of expansion. Okay, because using these expansion like sin x, cos x, e to the power x, 1 by 1 minus x, log 1 plus x, tan x, you can find out the sum. Okay, so these are important topic in sequence series of real numbers. Now come to the topic of function of one variable. So for function of one variable, you have to know the definition of limit very well, L'Hospital rules, okay, continuity very well, continuity property, okay. In continuity property, you have to know intermediate value property very well, and you should know that a function is, I mean, if a function is continuous on closed interval AB, then image of the function must be closed and bounded interval, okay. That is basically a compact set in R. And here in the syllabus it is not mentioned about uniform continuity, but I will suggest you to read this topic very well, and also you should learn the difference between uniform continuity and continuity very well, because sometimes the question comes from this topic, because uniformly continuous function is also a continuous function, right? So since you have given continuity in this syllabus, so actually uniform continuity is also in the syllabus, you need not to mention it in a different way. So you should read uniform continuity also. And in case of differentiation, you have to know Rolle's theorem and mean value theorem very well, okay. Also Taylor's theorem, it is also a very important part. And concept of maximum minima. And also, and one more thing I forgot in continuity part, types of discontinuity, like simple discontinuity, removable discontinuity, jump discontinuity. You should know that a monotone function, set of discontinuities for a monotone function is at most countable. Monotone function always must have only jump discontinuity. This type of result, this type of important result you have to know in continuity part. And also you have to solve problems related to continuity, and some special function like Thomas function, like Dirichlet function, okay. So this type of function, you should know uh, the detailed behavior of this type of function. Also you should know about details of a periodic function, what is the property of periodic function, that's all. And maximum minimum concept is very important, because every year question comes from this topic. And what is one more thing, I see that many students have doubt that a function is increasing in an interval and a function is increasing at some point A. Both have two different meaning. So you just need to understand this concept very well. Okay, I again tell this thing. A function is increasing on an interval I. This, and another thing, say function is increasing at a point A. Similarly for decreasing case. Okay, these two concepts are very important. And if a function is differentiable, if a functions, I mean the derivative of the function is satisfies sub criteria, then when we can say that it is increasing. Also when we can say this is the point of local maxima by seeing the double derivative at that point, local minima, this criteria, everything, okay. So related to this topic, you should know the concept very well, and also you should see the proofs at least one time. The proofs is not difficult. Proofs is basically using this continuity concept and differentiability concept, not so much difficult thing. So you should I think that you should read the proof at least with one time, because if you see the proof you can visualize this thing very well, okay. And for a Riemann integration is a important part, but I think only one or two question will come from this topic, because I also see it's a nice topic, but only one or two question comes. In 2022 it also comes, and as well as in 2023. And most important thing for this part is this question will be come, I think, in MSQ section. They will give you 4 function and ask which of the following function is remain integrable. So when a function is remain integrable, it is very much important to know that function should be bounded. I mean, when a function is remain integrable on a bounded interval, then function should be bounded. Also, you have to know the concept of upper Darbox integral, lower Darbox integral, and concept of Riemann sum. Okay, everything. And it, when a function is Riemann integral, I mean, the set of if the set of discontinuities is finite, then it is Riemann integral. Also, you have to know that is it possible that set of discontinuities is countable, I mean countably infinitely, then also it is Riemann integral. Again, a question, is it possible to have a function which is bounded and set of discontinuities is uncountable but it is Riemann integral? Is it possible? So think about this type of question. This type of question is very important to know the concept very well. Okay, so these are the things which you should know very well. And fundamental theorem of calculus, this is also important. Basically this is used mainly using Leibniz test to calculate some limit, so that's the main thing. And definite integrals and their properties is obviously you know, because this is a HS concept, so you should know this very well. Now come to the second part, which is also an important part, that is linear algebra. So I just want to tell that since algebra is my favorite section, in this year I solved all the linear algebra questions correctly in the exam. I can remember this. Okay, I solved all the linear algebra problems correctly. I did not solve some questions from real analysis also, but I did all the questions from linear algebra. So linear algebra is very important topic. So first I want to tell that concept of vector space, concept of linear independence, dependence, basis, dimension, linear transformation. Every linear transformation can be represented as a matrix. How the matrix looks like, range space, null space, rank nullity theorem, everything. These are the concepts which is given here. These are the entire things you have to know, and also you have to solve the question like which of the following is forms a subspace, which of the following is linear transformation. Okay, so everything. And for matrices you have to know diagonalizable matrix. What is diagonalizable matrix? This you have to know very well. Diagonalization is a very important topic, yet here it is not mentioned about diagonalization, but you have to know the criteria of diagonalizations, characteristic polynomials concept, minimal polynomials concept. And for matrix you have to know some important matrix like real symmetric matrix and their properties, self-adjoint matrix and their properties, Hermitian matrix, skew Hermitian matrix, orthogonal matrix, unitary matrix, normal matrix and their properties you have to know. And also you have to solve system of linear equation. It is always in every exam and every year this question comes. So system of linear equations, okay, it is very when it has unique solution, when it has infinite solution, and when it has no solution. You have to know the concept and why this is true. So these are the things. And also the basic, I mean basic property of matrix like determinant, how determinant looks like, how to find its inverse, so everything. So these are the actual things for linear algebra part. So real analysis and linear algebra, these are two important parts. If you read these two topics very well, and if you solve problems of these topics very well, then you can, I mean, I think that you can easily get good marks from these two topics. And if you score good in these two topics, then you will definitely score good in other section also. So now come to some minor topics. Okay, so in minor topics I first want to tell about group theory. So group theory is not a very important topic for IIT JAM, but I think you should know group theory at least up to isomorphism. I mean basic examples, basic theorems, I mean a group, what it looks like, how abelian groups concept, cyclic groups concept, non-abelian groups concept, example, permutation groups, dihedral group, normal subgroup and quotient group concept, Lagrange's theorem for finite abelian group, and group homomorphism and group isomorphism. If and I just want to suggest that I have seen that many students face difficulties in this topic. So I want to tell them that if you are not comfortable with this topic, then you just know the basic things of this group theory. I think basic definition and example. You need not to know it very well. You can leave this part. Leave in the sense, at least I just want to tell 8 8 to 10 marks comes from this topic. Okay, sometimes 8 to 10 maximum. So if you score 4 marks, that is enough. And to score 4 marks, you just know, you have to know some basic concept. Because if you see in this year, there also a question comes, which of the following is a cyclic group, and Z7 was the answer. So it is obvious, right? And if you know the concept of permutation group, dihedral group, normal subgroup, abelian groups, non-abelian groups, cyclic groups, and Lagrange's theorem, okay, how to find out a number of generators of a cyclic group, I mean the properties of group. If you know the basic things, just then it is enough. You need not to know very well like Shiloh's theorem, like I mean in detail. Okay, so you need not to solve so much problems in group theory if you want to learn group theory, because group theory is a very important part for other exam. Okay, if you want to give other exam, then group theory is a very important part. So but for jam it is not so much important. So if you score 4 marks from out of 8 to 10 marks, then it will be good. If you are not comfortable, and if anyone is comfortable in this part, I should suggest out of 8 to 10 marks, at least you should score 7 to 9 marks. Sometimes it is possible to score 10 marks. I mean, because the questions are not so much difficult from this part. Okay, so this for group theory. Now come to the applied section. Okay, so applied sections, first I just want to tell the function of 2 and 3 variable. In this case, you just know the definition of limit, continuity, total derivative, and its representation like Jacobian matrix, partial derivative concept, and maximum minimum. That is Lagrange's multiplier. Okay, for function of 2 and 3 variable. It is I mean it is a small part, so you can read it. Now I just want to tell about integral calculus. So I personally, I was so much weak in this topic, integral calculus. Mainly double integral seems to be easy, but triple integral looks very difficult for me. Like surface integral, volumes using double integral. So for this part, I will suggest that Shambhedna Publications book. Okay, Shambhedna Publications book, I think more than enough for this part. So if you can solve the problem, just practice problems, because no concept is necessary for this part. In jam directly problems are comes. Okay, so just solve the problem, solve questions. Okay, you can solve the previous year question papers, and also you can solve the previous year question papers for GATE. I mean GATE question papers for integral calculus part, and you can see the problems from Shambhedna Publications book, because they have nice contents, and I think lots of problems are there. That is more than enough for jam preparation for integral calculus. And for OD section, OD is also an easy section. Easy in the sense, you can say that in 2022, when Rudki said the paper, they give some conceptual ODE question. So I just want to tell that yes, it may have some conceptual question from OD, but that is only 2 or 3 questions. But if OD contains 12 to 14 marks, then almost 8 marks are just direct question. Direct in the sense solution based question. So if you know Bernoulli equation, exact differential equation, and integrating factor, orthogonal trajectory is compulsory topic. So every year one question comes from this topic. If you know homogeneous linear equation, homogeneous differential equation, method of separations of variable, linear differential equation with constant coefficient, variation of parameter, and Cauchy-Euler equation. This is, I think, this is, I mean, this is the very small topics for ODE, because there are lots of OD, lots of syllabus of ODE in NET GATE, but this is very small syllabus for JAM. So if you know the solution method very well, even if some question like one or two question comes, conceptual question comes from OD, uh, then you can leave that part. But the questions of at least 4 to 5 question, I mean at least 8 marks from OD question comes directly, so you can easily solve it. And since next year paper setter is IIT Madras, I think almost all the questions comes from OD will be solution based. And even if it is not solution based, then you can see that OD is just basically a question from real analysis. So you have to use there the concept of continuity, differentiability, Rolle's theorem, mean value theorem. So that topic, so if you read that topic very well, I think you can score, I mean I think you can answer the OD questions also. It is not the questions will not come from hardcore OD topics. Okay, so you need not to be OD for this part. So these are the entire thing I just want to suggest. Now I want to tell about my preparation strategy. Okay, what I did. Actually, I was comfortable in pure mathematics, but I was too much weak in applied mathematics. So I did sequence of, I mean, real analysis topics very well, and also linear algebra topics, group theories very well. And I know some basic concepts of function of two variables, okay, but not in detail. And I did differential equations questions, but actually my problem is I forgot the formulas. If I don't know the concept very well, then I forgot formulas. So it was a very difficult problem to for me to remember all the formulas for OD. But I remembered by doing so much practice. Okay, so you need to do practice very well to remember all these formulas. And truly speaking, before 1 month, I mean in January month, I did integral calculus. Actually, I decided that I'll not do integral calculus part. I will leave that part. But then I think that since IIT Guwahati was the paper setter, if integral calculus questions comes more, then it will be difficult for me to get a good rank. So that's why I decided in January month. I mean only 1 month left. At that time I give January or December, after December 15, I guess. Okay, after December 15, and in January I read integral calculus part. Mainly I solve the problems. Okay, and at that time I give mock test, full length mock test, and leave integral calculus part. And I revision the topics as well as I did integral calculus part. So I just I recall that I 1 month I heavily practice integral calculus, differential equation, these parts, because to remember the formulas. So that was my preparation, and for pure mathematics class I was well comfortable, and I read all these topics very well. um, so and I also solved many problems. So this was the, I mean, this was the scenario, and this was the exact preparation strategy. How should you think for now? Now, one suggestion is for all of you, that if you are not comfortable with some topic, then try to read at least basic concept of this topic. Don't leave it, I mean, don't leave it totally. Okay, try to read at least basic concepts and basic theorems of this topic. You need not to know it very well. You can leave one or two topics, but you should read the basic concepts very well. Okay, so these are the major topics and these are the minor topics. I already discussed all these things. And for integral values, I already suggested Shambhidna publications books. You can also read another books, or you can follow other books. That's not a matter. Now for good score, according to me, good score is 55 plus. Though it is completely, though it completely depends on the paper. Because if you see 2022 paper, then 55 plus score, I guess under 30, under 25 rank. But if you see this year, I think this was not a so much good score. I don't know it very well, but I think it is one in 150, 150 range. Rank is 150 range. I don't know. So actually it depends on the paper, but I think that 55 plus score is definitely a good score. At least under 200 rank confirm. If you score 55 plus, then under 200 rank confirm. So I will suggest you to read this topic very well, and first complete the major topics very well, and then do other topics. Okay. Now the important notes. Okay. Many students are asking me. So the important notes is collection of good problems. So you are preparing uh, lots of months, for lots of, I think, 3 or 4 months, or you will be preparing for upcoming 5 or 6 months. So my suggestion, make a notebook for good problems. Good problems means which problems you face difficulty when you solve it first time, and also you know that which kind of problems are good problems, right? So some good problems from previous year question paper maybe, or maybe some another type of question. So make a collection of good problems. It is very very important. Second thing which I tell, that is maintain a weekly routine. Okay, so you should do a weekly routine. This routine completely depends on you. I mean, you know your comfortable zone. I mean, you know your strong point, and also you should know your weak point, right? So make more time. I mean, give more time in your weak section, and give comparatively less time for your strong section. But one more thing, many students feel so much overconfident in this topic. Even if I was good in group theory, but also I read group theories regularly, because you should not be overconfident. Because if you think that I know this topic very well, I am so much confident, then you will face definitely difficulties, because it may happen that you forget some things. I mean, some theorems or some examples. So I think regularly revise all the topics. If you are comfortable with one topic, then give less time, but at least give some times. Okay, give less time, and give more times in your weak section. The third things is revision properly. So even if you are doing new syllabus, I mean new topics, it may happen that you are reading new topics, but you should maintain a weekly routine for revision topics also. Okay, so in your weekly routine, make a section for new topics and make a section for revision. So you should revision all the topics very well. Understand the concepts of standard theorems very well, and its proofs and its examples and its converse part, and maybe counter examples. These are very very important, because many questions, mainly in MSQ sections, the options are based on standard theorems. Okay, if you see the previous year questions, most of the questions which comes in MSQ section, that based on standard theorems. So you should read this very well and solve previous year question. This is a, I mean, this is a necessary things you should do. Previous year question papers, first jam, complete jam, then do the question papers from, I mean, then solve the problems from net get. Net get syllabus are vast, so the topics which are in jam syllabus, you only just solve that problems. Okay, then if you have time, then you can go for TIFR NBHM problem, because if you solve TIFR NBHM level problems, say linear algebra, then you can easily solve all the questions for IIT JAM level. Okay, so it is not a difficult thing. So and one more suggestion which I basically follow. So suppose you wake up in the morning and you do classes, you read books, you read notes, you solve problems, everything before sleeping. When you are going to sleep in night, sorry, when you are going to sleep at night, then definitely recall everything what you have read in the whole day. Because if you recall that things, then if then definitely you can understand whether you will be able to re, whether you will be able to remember all these things. And if you face that you maybe you forget something, just open your book or notebook or any material and see that topics again and go to sleep. Okay, so this should be your daily routine. I mean daily before going to sleep, recall everything what you have read in the whole day. This is your daily routine. Okay, so these are the important notes. Now many students ask me there some questions, so I just want to tell. They ask me that it is important to make notes of each topic. Personally, I just want to suggest that I was very lazy. That's why I just make a collection of good problems, but I did not make any kind of notes for each topics. But you can do it, okay? Because this is very good thing. This is not a bad thing. So if you want to make a proper note, you can do it. But it is not a, it is not a necessary thing that you have to do it, okay? But if you revision each topic properly, you know, if you revision each topic, if you do revision each topic properly, then it will not create so much problem. But if you have time, if you want to need some notes, then you can definitely make proper notes, okay? Then many students ask me that books are important for IIT JAM preparation. Well, I just want to tell that books are not important for IIT JAM exam, but if you cover syllabus, if you solve previous year question papers, then you can solve the exercise of standard problems since you have time. Otherwise, books is not important. Okay, so even if you can read it from coaching materials, if you don't have any kind of coaching materials, you can read books. So main important thing is that you have to know the concepts. It may be from books, it may be from Wikipedia article, it may be from coaching materials, whatever you can read. Okay, you have to know the concepts very well. This is important. Then many students says that they can't solve problem, they face difficulty, they becomes demotivated. So I just want to say you have enough time. 6 months is enough, so you should not be demotivated. Okay, if you can't solve the problem, then you can understand your understanding level is not good enough yet. So read that topic again, think it very again, try to visualize this very again, then you can try to solve. I hope if you visualize each theorems very well, if you understand each theorems very well, and if you know the results very well, then you can definitely solve the problems. So when I started my preparation, I also faced difficulty to solve many problems, but after that I solved all the problems. Okay, so it may take some time, but don't be demotivated. Try to focus on your goal. Okay, then definitely we will be successful. So it's not a matter. Then many students ask me that how to manage college classes. So for this part, I just want to suggest that it is completely depends on you. If you have not covered the syllabus, if you have not covered the syllabus very well, then you should not focus on your college classes. Try to get pass marks. But I did college classes regularly, and also I become gold medalist in my university, Presidency University, in this year, because I got 92% in my BSc, and also I have rank 1. Okay, so that is a different case. But because since I already covered the pure mathematics part syllabus at that time in 2023, that's why I regularly manage my college classes. But and also I learned many things from my college classes. So if you have not covered if you have not covered the syllabus very well, if you then definitely you should leave college classes and you should not focus this part very well, and try to get just pass marks, okay, and focus on IIT JAM. Then many students ask me a question that how to get under 10 rank. Oh, I just want to tell you that under 10 rank, I mean, I don't know. Personally, I don't know that how to get under 10 rank, and I believe that under 10 rank actually depends on the day you are going to give the exam, okay? Because the students who secured 60, 70 ranks or 30, 40 ranks and who secured 8, 10 ranks like me, I think there is no much difference. There is not so much difference because I mean it completely depends on the day. Okay, so there is no such factor. So I personally don't know whether there is some another formula or there is some another special things for under 10 rank holders. I personally believe that if you work hard, if you are focusing in your goal, if you work hard, then definitely you will be successful. Okay, so I just want to suggest that try to reach each topics very well, try to solve problems, try to visualize everything very well, and revise each topics very well, and also give mock tests. So if you do it regularly, and if you focus in your goal, if you are focused in your goal, and if you focused to your goal, then definitely you will be successful. So thanks for watching this video, and I think all the doubts will be clear. But even if you have any kind of doubt, you can comment me, and also you can mail me, so that I will definitely reply you and I will definitely try to guide you. Okay, so thanking you.